Budget 2020 has been announced for over a month already, right? It seems like there's a lot of goodies and there's a lot of money to be given out, but where's the money?
Exactly. I think SME business owners like us are trying to understand and dissect the budget so that we are able to get our hands on the money and see our business grow sustainably year on year.
Yep, that's what we're going to talk about today, and you're watching DXTV. I'm Chun Ho.
And I'm Jian. So let's dive right in.
Yep. So, let's come back to the topic. We're talking about, there's a lot of goodies to be given out.
Yeah.
And, I've asked around, actually, some of my lawyer friends and some people who are in business for a long time, nobody seemed to be talking about the perks of the Budget 2020, and most of them have no idea, like, what's going on.
Yeah, so what's the issue here? Actually, is it the issue is that they're not clear, or they don't know what's available, or they don't know they know what's available but don't know how to get access to the funds, or it's all of the above? What do you think?
I think it could be all of the above, because I've met some people who are, if most of you who are watching are like both of us, we're both busy running our business in the operations and both chasing sales, we probably have no time to sit down and really understand what's going on, right? And then there are some of those who don't seem to care, because in the past, despite all these budgets, they probably try to apply, try to participate, but to no avail, right? Of course, there are a big bunch out there who doesn't seem to know what's happening anyway.
So I think this is a great opportunity for us to share our experiences and also the journey on how to get our hands on those money.
Yep. So I've spent both of us have spent quite a fair bit of time researching on the more practical aspect of Budget 2020. So our questions are basically what are the benefits for me as a business owner? What does it mean for me as a business owner, right? And how can I benefit from it, right? And as for you, you'll be asking, like, how can I take part in this budget? So in other words, where's the money?
Correct. So as I look at it too, as with every budget every year, is the top end funding, and then after the funding, then there's tax incentives. How do you submit your tax, and how do you save costs for greater profitability? So I think today we're going to focus on the funding part, more on the funding part, and how do we get our hands on the money, basically. What are the sources available that you found so far?
Well, there are various sources, but I think first of all, we should understand whether we're eligible for it, right? Because some people, try to apply, but sometimes they may not be eligible. And the information for this is like scattered everywhere. So in this talk, our attempt is to simplify and summarize all these Budget 2020 information from a practical standpoint for you, right? So at the end of this episode, you'll be able to find a copy of this document right below. All right, so click and subscribe, and we'll send you a copy.
Fantastic.
So so anyway, coming back to your question, what I found is basically, as far as the benefits go, right? Generally, I split them into 4 general categories. Number one is grants, right? Grants is basically the government is giving out money, but of course it's on a matching basis, right? Depending on the ratio. It could be 50-50, it could be 70-30, it depends, right? And then it comes also in the form of soft loans, right? Tax incentives, and in my opinion, lastly, national development projects, which is all the for example, 5G infrastructure projects, all the corridor development projects, and all these are obviously government tenders that we all will have the opportunity to participate, right? But of course, when I mention government tenders, a lot of questions will come to mind. We will not dwell into these details today, but we want to really talk about, you know, how can you participate in at least the top three categories, right?
Yeah.
So again, in answer to your question, the channels of disbursement, right?
Yeah.
What I found is that the whether it's grants or soft loans is disbursed through government agencies, right? Particularly, I will give you a list after this. All right, there's quite a number of them, but I will just name the top 5. All right, so the top 5 that we have found is through MITI, right, and then of course through MDEC, MCMC, Cradle Fund, and SME Bank. Right, so these are the channels. So as per how you can apply for this, now what we found is that obviously there are a lot of this application process, right, and the qualification process. All these processes are actually still in the works. You know, we've asked.
Sorry, so you mean that the government don't even have a clear process and method for you to apply for these loans yet lah? That's what you're saying. So it's being developed as we speak lah, right?
Well, at least that was what I found, right? Because I've been looking for this information. I'm sure you do too. The information is so scarce. You can't, you know, there's none on the internet. And of course, if you actually approach these government agencies like the ones I named, you will get some kind of insight to it. But as to what we receive, is that a lot of these processes, etc., are still in the works, you know, and I think more of the how-to will be announced, you know, starting from January 2020.
Okay, so as of now we're in December 2019. So as we talk about it, you know, you should stay tuned, subscribe, because I think as we move into January, those processes will actually go through some of them, right, in detail, put in the application, then see what are the challenges, kickbacks, on some of the resistance that people are facing, so that we give you some practical tips later on how to apply for those loans.
So Siwa, you mentioned about application. What have you found about you know, applying for whether it's grant or soft loan, or like what are So CY, this would be our first episode for DXTV.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Correct.
So what is DXTV?
I think we're all about sharing challenges, trends, and some of the things that SMEs face. And it's a very SME focused. You know? So if it's relevant to you and the content is relevant to you, or you like to find out a bit more about certain topics that, you know, use us you know, post below your comments and use us, then we'll go run and do the research for you. I think that's what we do. We research and then we see based on some of our own practical experiences as well.
As far as DXTV is concerned, you know, we would like to address the hard questions that every Malaysian business owners would ask. You know, and some of these questions are not our questions, but are actually questions that we gathered or were asked to us by, you know, when we actually meet other business owners out there. So we will bring answers, you know, to all these questions that you ask, all right, and we endeavour to actually bring you relevant content that will help your business grow, and that will together, right, as Malaysian business owners, take our business into the next level.
And also like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Daniel for, you know, so kindly letting us have this place to do the shoot. So a big shout out to him and his company.
The company is damn famous. Right. We've also included a link under here. Check them out. They're a creative agency. If you need, like, if you run out of ideas and you need someone to walk you through the creative process, look for damn famous. So that one day you too can be damn famous. Alright. So that's it.
I'm CY.
I'm Chun Ho.
And
subscribe down below if you find our channel useful. Please subscribe to us and stay tuned for the next episode.
See you later.
Bye.